All right, so this time we are on my tablet, and you can see how I choose the books. So here is the list of all the books available on the website. This is story shots if some of you are interested, and the lifetime access costs like $30, something like that. So now, out of all the books, this one seems very interesting to me. So it asks you to read, to listen, or to watch. So let's read because we need to improve our reading skills. And this is more interesting than listening. All right. So, the cafe on the edge of the world. By this person, we go down, 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 and here we start. You are living on autopilot. John is a successful advertising executive who feels empty despite his achievements. He works long hours, makes good money, but feels constant dissatisfaction. He's living on autopilot, so he doesn't even think. Everything goes as it goes in a routine mode, following a script he never wrote. According to research on autopilot behavior, nearly half of our daily actions are habitual rather than intentional. Many of us are like John, living lives we never consciously chose. We inherit our goals from society. Inherit, it's like miras kalıp almak, унаследовать. Our families and our peers. Teyingdaşlarımız, наши ровесники. Rarely questioning if they are what we truly want. This leads to a life where we are technically successful but emotionally unfulfilled. The cafe teaches us that the first step to change is awareness. So it's like paying attention. You cannot change what you do. You cannot change what you don't acknowledge. When you start noticing the moments when you are operating on autopilot, you create the possibility for conscious choice. This awareness is uncomfortable because it reveals the gap between who you are and who you want to be. So it says the thing that you can change is to start paying attention. In practice, for 1 week, write down every time you do something out of obligation, мажбурлыктан, из-за обязательства, rather than desire, хочешь, желание. What activities drain you? It's like чатады, что тебя заставляет устать, что тебя утомляет. What activities energize you? This simple act of awareness is the first step to taking back control of your life. Guys, I think my eyes started hurting, so let's go to the night mode. Yes, much better now. Number 2, a forced stop can be a gift. Force is мәжбүрлаш, заставлять. Forced stop can be a gift. John gets lost and his car runs out of gas, forcing him to stop at the cafe. This unplanned event turns out to be transformative. So it changes everything. It removes him from his routine and gives him time to think. We often need these forced stops: a job loss, a health crisis, a relationship ending to wake us up from autopilot. Actually, it's true. Whenever we are in the abyss, if I'm not mistaken, бездна, ең пәс нұқтада болғанымызда, we start changing. These moments, while painful, can be powerful catalysts for change. This is also a good word, especially for task to essays. It's cause. Sabab, причина. The book suggests that we don't have to wait for a crisis to create the pause. We can deliberately choose to stop and reflect. Deliberately أتيلاب. Специально. Choose to stop and reflect. Reflect is to analyze what is happening in your life, creating our own moments of clarity and insight. The cafe represents that sacred space, sacred, светлое, bir mukaddas space where we can step outside our normal patterns and ask the big questions. In our modern world, we are conditioned to stay busy, to keep moving, to avoid stillness. But stillness is where wisdom lives. Stillness is like calmness when you don't move, when you stay in one place. Schedule a purposeful pause into your week. This could be a 30-minute walk without your phone, a quiet morning with a journal, or a weekend trip. So it says like you need some time for yourself, just to think about your life without any stimulation. Don't use your phone, don't talk with anyone, don't listen to music, just you wandering physically, and also your mind should be wandering at the same time. Story shot number 3. The first question: why are you here? The first question on the cafe menu is: why are you here? This is not about your physical location, but about your purpose for existing. Most of us have never taken time to answer this question. We know our job titles and responsibilities, but we don't know our why. Actually, it's true. We all work on autopilot, study on autopilot without asking the question why. Discovering your purpose for existing, PFE, is the most important work you can do. This question cuts through all the noise and forces you to confront what truly matters to you. Confront is face, дуч келмак сталкиваться. It's uncomfortable because most of us have been avoiding this question for years. We fill our lives with distractions. Fill and doldurmak. Мы наполняем свою жизнь с distractions. Work, social media, entertainment, to avoid the existential weight of this question. But the cafe forces John to sit with it, and in doing so, he begins to see his life with new clarity. Your PFE is not something you invent, it's something you uncover. So the meaning of your life is already inside. It's already inside. You don't invent it, you find it, you discover it. Set aside 15 minutes and write a stream of consciousness answer to why am I here? Don't censor yourself. Just write whatever comes to your mind. Your first instinct answers are often the most honest and revealing. So it says here, like, ask yourself, why are you studying? Why are you working? You need to understand the true reason for your actions, the true reason behind the forces. So in this case, you'll have the answer to everything you are doing with your life. Story shot number 4, the second question: do you fear death? The second question, do you fear death, is about urgency. The fear of death is often a fear of not having truly lived. When you are living a life aligned with your purpose, aligned with Торы келеді, подходящий, the fear of death diminishes, кемейіп кетмок, уменьшается, because you are making the most of the time you have. This question motivates you to stop procrastinating, ертеңе сурмак, откладывать, on your dreams and start living a life that feels meaningful. The cafe teaches us that death is not the enemy. Wasted life is. So we shouldn't be afraid of death. We all die at the end of the day. We should be more afraid of wasting our life, of not doing what we want to do. We spent decades climbing ladders only to realize they were leaning against the wrong wall. Look at this metaphor, it's very smart. Зиналардан чыкамыз, карасак, башка дивалап занап барган болады. Мы по лестнице идем, но оказывается мы идем не туда. The fear of death is a wake-up call. It reminds us that our time is limited and that every day we delay living our truth is a day we will never get back. In practice, imagine you are at the end of your life. Looking back, what are the things you would regret not doing? Make a list of these things. This is your anti-regret list. Now pick one item and take the smallest possible action toward it today. So what are the things you would regret not doing? Кылмасаң афсусланасаң. ты пожалеешь, что не сделал. Что нәрсәне кыл дейді, дан сделай это дейді. Oh my god, I hope the readers will not start doing all this crazy stuff now, because I read it in a book. And then story shot number 5. The third question, are you fulfilled? Like, are you satisfied? Ties the first two together, birleştiradi. Birinchi ikkisini объединяет предыдущие два. Fulfillment is not about happiness or pleasure, but about a deep sense of satisfaction that comes from living a life aligned with your values and purpose. It's not about what you have, but about who you are. The book uses the metaphor of a sea turtle that enjoys the journey of swimming in the ocean rather than being fixated on a destination. Just like swimming in the ocean instead of going somewhere. This aligns with research on intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic is içki, внутренний, which shows that people who focus on the process rather than outcomes report higher life satisfaction. Fulfillment is found in the process, not the outcome. Many people chase external markers of success, money, status, possessions, only to discover that these don't bring fulfillment. True fulfillment comes from within, içinden, снутри, from knowing that you are living authentically. Authentically is really. The cafe teaches us that fulfillment is not a destination you arrive at. It's a state of being you cultivate. It says, so fulfillment is not arriving in the destination, but just enjoying every moment of your life, being happy with everything you do in your life. In practice, at the end of each day, rate your sense of fulfillment. Көңілің чеклім долғаны har күні кеште өзіңе өзің айт дейді. Ты должен себе давать отчет, насколько ты доволен пройденным днем. Okay. The cafe on the edge of the world. The power of the PFE. The PFE is your personal compass. It's the reason you get up in the morning, the thing that makes you feel most alive. It's not a job title or a role, but a deep-seated sense of purpose that guides your choices. Once you have a clear sense of your PFE, making decisions becomes much easier. You simply ask yourself, does this align with my PFE? If the answer is no, you don't do it. This clarity is liberating, освобождает, озотлаштырады. It frees you from the tyranny of other people's expectations. It allows you to say no to opportunities that don't serve your purpose and yes to the ones that do. Адамланы гәпләре бойынша яшашны тоқтатасың дейді. Ты перестанешь жить, исходя из ожиданий других. You will know yourself what you need. And просто opportunity шыққанынан пайдаланмайсың, саңа өзі керекмеш opportunity деген сауалға жауап бересің. Opportunities не просто opportunities для тебя, а именно то, что для тебя важно станет после этого. The cafe teaches us that your PFE is not static. It can evolve, develop, as you grow and change. But having a clear sense of it at any given moment gives you direction and focus. So create a PFE statement for yourself. It should be a short, memorable sentence that encapsulates what you are all about. Encapsulate. Все берет в себя. My purpose is to inspire creativity and courage in others. So, it's your compass. All right. The myth of someday. Many of us live our lives in a state of perpetual waiting. Perpetual is даими, постоянный. We tell ourselves that we will pursue our passion someday, when we have more time, more money, or more security. Bronnie Ware's research on end-of-life regrets confirms that I wish I had had the courage to live a life true to myself. Is the most common regret people express on their deathbeds. Канада духом еткенде яшасым келгенче яшаша. Ах, если бы у меня хватило смелости жить так, как я хочу. Хамма өлә торганда айтадын гәпсе, говорят это при смерти. So the book argues that someday is a dangerous myth. It's a way of procrastinating on our lives. The reality is that we are always spending our time and energy on something. The question is, are we spending it on things that matter to us? Every single day we are making choices about how to use our finite time. Finite. Look at this. Very strange to see this word because usually we see infinite. And Chick says limitless. If we spend it on things that don't matter to us, we are trading our lives for things we don't even want. So, hayatımız bilan to'lab turibmiz o'zlarimizga kerakmaydigan narsa uchun. Мы платим за вещи, которые нам не нужны, своей жизнью. The cafe teaches us that someday never comes. There will never be a perfect time to start living your truth. The time to start is now. In practice, identify one thing you have been putting off for some day. Break it down into the smallest possible first step you can take today. Do you want to write a book? Open a new document and write the first sentence. Do you want to travel? Research flights to your... So, это симба болгон ишни биринчи кадамын ат. Сделай первый шаг по отношению к делу, которое ты хочешь сделать. All right, number 8. The 7-day experiment. The book suggests a simple but powerful experimenting to start living a more purposeful life. For 7 days, dedicate 30 minutes each day to an activity that aligns with your PFE. It could be anything from painting to hiking to volunteering. O'zingga maqsadingga to'g'ri keladigan narsaga har kuni 30 minut ajrat. Нужно 30 минут тратить на то, что ты хочешь каждый день. This experiment shows you that living a purposeful life is not a far-off dream, but a series of small daily choices. The beauty of the 7-day experiment is that it is low risk and high reward. You are not committing to a massive life overhaul. You are simply testing what it feels like to prioritize your purpose. Бірінші орынға қойшы өзіңе мақсатыңды, ставить на первое место свою цель. For 1 week. Most people who complete this experiment report that it changes their perspective, opinion on what is possible. They realize that they do have time for what matters. They just need to make it a priority. Choose your 7-day experiment today. What is one activity that makes you feel alive? Schedule 30 minutes for it in your calendar for the next 7 days. I think in my case it's gym. I really hate going to the gym, but whenever I'm in the gym and I'm working out, I feel so good. I feel so happy. But going there is difficult. Thinking about it is difficult. However, once you have done it, you are always happy. So, I think that's it. We have finished the book. Yes, we have finished the book. From the book, we can understand that most of us live on an autopilot. We don't even think what we are doing, but we need to understand that every day by doing something, we give our life to that activity. But if the result that you gain from that is not the one that you need, that you want, so you are just wasting your life. Don't waste your life. Stop. Think about your life. Identify your goal. You need to find your goal. You need to understand your priority. And then start acting step by step. You need to take small steps every single day towards your goal. Experiment for a week. Every day for half an hour, do something that you want, do something that you like, and see where it takes you. I actually enjoyed reading the book in this way more. Not sitting in front of my computer or laptop, but just lying on my bed and reading from my tablet. It's so enjoyable, and I hope that you also enjoyed this read. Take care.